Hi, Shawna Karrasch here with an Ask Shawna answer. Okay, today's question comes from Rachel, and Rachel says, we kind of talked on Facebook a little bit, and she's watched some of the videos, and she's kind of getting to know me online, which is great. That's one of the great things about this Facebook stuff and online stuff. You really kind of get to know people. Anyway, she says, my question is about biting issues that I am having with Trigger, my 10-year-old gelding. I know you have covered this concerning treats, but I don't often treat my horse. My husband and son and I sometimes give them carrots, but it's not so common, like maybe once every few months. Trigger has always been very gentle. He is not fully trained. He was not fully trained when I got him. So I sent him to a trainer where he fell into a depression and got severe laminitis. Aw. Anyways, he's a sweetheart, very eager to please, but very scared of any aggression whatsoever. He loves to bite my two fillies all the time, and they buck and kick him in the face and chest, but he just keeps on biting them. He doesn't bite me, but he's mostly mouthy with my husband, and he bit my son today twice. So I don't know how to positively correct this behavior. Like I said, he responds very fearfully if I show any aggression at all. So how do I tell him that my son is not a carrot? He isn't biting out of aggression. He starts by lipping at clothes and then just keeps on and on until suddenly he uses teeth. Fortunately, my son just stands there and gets very still so I can remove his teeth, but it's still too little too late. And by the way, I started your DVD and can't wait to get started. Okay, Rachel. All right, so sometimes this is a big misnomer that a lot of people think. A lot of people think biting has to do with food. And it a lot of times, more often than not, it actually doesn't. I mean, sure, people can create mouthiness and biting by accidentally and unintentionally when they're feeding behaviors. They can be whatever we're feeding at that time, we're reinforcing. So if the horse is reaching out and mouthing at something and we feed that, they think that's how I get food. And in fact, that's how they get food all day long. They bite at grass, they bite at their food, they reach for things. So we can unintentionally train biting, but a lot of times horses are mouthy for other reasons. I mean, I've heard it said something about a developmental stage when something happened during that stage. Or, I don't really know all of that part, but I do know that they can have mouthiness that comes from far back from being a baby. And what I find a lot of times, it is how we addressed it when they first went into the phase of exploring things with their mouth. And, if we can inadvertently draw attention to it, even though it's bad and we think we're correcting it, in our mind it's bad, we can inadvertently be drawing attention to it. And a lot of times I see that that's what it seems like the result is doing more of the biting. Now, I think it's, so what we want to do is we want to turn that around and make it more reinforcing to not bite. So you have a good question and we're going to get to that. But what I think is really interesting is how he is fearful of any, assertive actions from people, but he bites the fillies until they kick and bite him. I mean, he's not worried about them whatsoever. In fact, it seems he likes it. Because remember, if any behavior increases in frequency or maintains in frequency, something in the environment is reinforcing it. That's a flat old behavior principle. That's not, that's not open to suggestion. That is what it is. It's working for them one way, shape, or form, or else they wouldn't be doing it. So what you see him happening, I think, is funny because what he's getting, he's doing it until he gets reaction. And then it's interesting what you said, like with your son. At first he's pulling at the clothes with his lips, and he keeps going till probably he gets a reaction. And if he's not getting it lipping and pulling, then pretty soon it gets bigger and bigger and bigger till he finally gets something. Even though we might think we're doing something wrong or trying to, I've even had people say, but I'm hitting them when they do it. But we're not the one to gauge whether it's reinforcing or not. And sometimes any behavior, any attention is more reinforcing than no attention. So that's something to keep in mind. So as much as possible, you're doing good by having it be as little reaction as possible. But the hard part is safety is paramount. That is above and beyond everything. So you can't just let it sit there. If he's escalating and doing more and more and more until he gets a reaction, and if biting's working for him with the mares, with the fillies, with he may escalate with that. So you really don't want that to be the case. So what you want to do is, as much as possible, ignore the unwanted behavior, or in a situation with her, it might be best to walk away from the unwanted behavior. Since he seems to want attention is what I feel like, kind of, I'm just interpreting it through a question, but it seems to me he wants attention. So if we do the opposite when he does that, hopefully what's going to start happening is he starts realizing, I want them here, but I only get attention if I'm nice and quiet. So what I would do is, if he started to get lippy, I would walk away. And walk away, keep your attention. Don't even walk away and go look at him. Go turn your attention to something else and talk amongst yourselves, or get out of eye shot from him so he feels like the attention has left him. So that and then when he's good and quiet, you can come back and give him attention. But the big key here is prevention we want to get to it before he starts biting. So you don't want him to learn bite, 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 stand quietly, then I get attention. We want to, before he even gets the idea, praise him, give him reinforcements, food reinforcements for when he is being quiet and nice and relaxed. And that is what you'll start to see more of. So he'll start to realize he gets attention, he gets fawned over, he gets withers scratched, he gets, carrot, he gets things when he's nice and calm and relaxed. So he'll still be trying to solicit your attention, but instead of it being biting, it'll be that he just kind of stands nice and quiet and relaxed and realizes what works for him. So he has to choose, what do I want to do? And we want to put more weight on the side. Right now it's like this. There's a lot of weight on the side that says, I'm going to bite them, or the fillies, or whatever it is. And there's not enough on the side that says, I'm going to leave them alone and I'll probably get attention. So what we want to do is put more weight each time we get a chance to reinforce them for the correct behavior. We're rebalancing those scales till doing the right thing is the choice he'll make, because it's more reinforcing than doing the wrong thing. But we have to build up a reinforcement history with it, because he doesn't know that will work yet. So just look for little increments, try to set him up for success. Maybe he's better in a certain place, maybe he's better if he's been turned out first, maybe he's, whatever it might be that might help to set him up for success, and then trying to get to it before he starts the problem. So just give him little increments of time, draw attention to when he's good. Anyway, so Rachel, I hope that helps you out. I know you're just getting started with everything, and you're probably going to have plenty of questions as you go along the way. So if you or anybody else has more questions, please don't hesitate to get a hold of me at shawnakarrasch.com or askshawna.com, and I'll be happy to answer your questions or give you advice. Your success is my success. Anyway, till next time, enjoy getting your horse on target.